Hey guys, it's Lisa here and welcome back to another What's for Dinner video. So starting off the week, we're gonna make another great comfort food. It is cold down here in South Texas, so we're gonna be making some clam chowder. So first thing you're gonna need is minced clams and its juice. Here I have 3 cans. So then you're gonna grab a bowl and you're gonna grab a mesh strainer, something that you have. This is the only thing I have. Right, once you open up your cans, you're gonna go ahead and pour them through there with the juice falling down in the bowl. All right, just go ahead and leave it like this and put it to the side. Okay, so then you wanna grab a big pot, something like this. Once your pot has started to heat up, you're gonna add your bacon. This is 4 slices of bacon that I went ahead and chopped up. So once your bacon started to crisp up, you see the edges? Once it starts doing that, this is where you're gonna add your onion. That's about 1 1/3 cup of diced white onion. So you're just gonna cook it just until the onions get translucent. Take about 3 to 5 minutes. And I am cooking this like on medium-high heat. So once it starts to look like this, you're going to lower the heat to low. This is where you're going to add your diced carrots and your diced celery. Now the carrots I used were the little baby carrots. I just find it easier to cut up. You're going to add that in here. And that's about 2/3 cups of each, celery and carrots. Then once you add your celery and your carrots, you're going to add a 1/4 cup of flour, all-purpose flour. And you're going to stir it constantly to avoid any lumps. Now, after about 3 minutes or so, here you're going to want to add your pepper and your thyme. Over it just like that. Okay. You're going to add 1 cup of chicken stock. I use chicken broth. You're going to add your diced potatoes. These are russet potatoes. This is about 1 2/3 cups of potatoes. And you're going to add 1 bay leaf. You're going to stir it. And you're going to add your clam juice in here as well. This is where you're going to want to scrape up the bottom. If you're using a pan, a non-stick pot. And this is a small batch that I'm making. This should serve about 4 people. Okay, now we're going to bring it back up to a boil. So now you're going to put a lid on this and you're going to bring it up to a boil. All right. So it's already came to a boil. We're going to remove the lid and we're going to reduce the heat. Let's go ahead and stir that. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and continue cooking it until your potatoes are nice and tender. So my potatoes are nice and tender for me. So now you're going to come in and remove that bay leaf. So now you're going to add 1 1/3 cup of heavy cream. And now we're going to let this simmer. Alright, so after about the 15 minutes, you're going to give it a stir. And this is where we're going to add our clams. You're going to mix them in there. Now after you put your clams in there, you're going to let it simmer for about 4 more minutes. So we're going to let it cook for another 4 more minutes and then I'm going to show you how it looks. Alright, so here's our bowl. I have my soup over here. Go ahead and stir it up. Alright guys, here it is. Here's my clam chowder. Now, this is a recipe that I found and I've been cooking it already for a few years. This recipe that I shared with you calls for 4 servings, but I will go ahead and link it down below because where I found it, you can add more servings and it makes the adjustments on the ingredients. And of course, we're gonna add some oyster crackers. All right, guys, so here's the clam chowder, and this is what we're having for dinner tonight. Hey guys, so for dinner tonight, we're gonna be smoking some chicken leg quarters. So I'm gonna start the marinade. So here I have 3 large lemons that I freshly squeezed. So for me, it made about 3/4 cup. I mean about 2/3 of a cup. So then to this, we're gonna add, this is about 4 cloves of diced garlic. And then this is the zest of the 3 large lemons. We're gonna go ahead and put some pepper in there. And put some salt. And then we're gonna use some dried thyme leaves. And there's no measurement, it's just, I'm eyeballing it. So that probably is like about 1.5 tablespoons. Let's just go ahead and mix that up. Pretty good. We add a little bit more thyme. And we're gonna add a little bit more pepper. We are gonna grab some olive oil, and I'm just gonna pour that in there. All right, so it's 3/4 of olive oil up until it equal to 1.25 cups. So here are my chicken leg quarters. This is what I'm gonna use. So now we're gonna grab that mixture we made and we're gonna pour it in here. So I'm gonna stick this into the fridge until we're ready to use later this afternoon.
Here's a marinade sauce.
All right, guys. So here's the chicken. I wanted to show you how it looked. My husband smoked it for about 2.5 hours. And for the sides, this is just regular canned corn that I cooked it with a little bit of the juice and butter. And I topped it with dried cilantro leaves. And then this is just regular boxed mashed potatoes. And this is what we're gonna have for dinner tonight. All right, guys, so for dinner tonight, we're gonna be having breakfast, but tonight my husband is cooking. So over here, he already browned up some pieces of bacon. He diced up some potatoes and cooked it in the bacon grease and added just a little bit of oil. So that's browning here. And this is just some beef chorizo. We're gonna be adding some of that to the potatoes, and then we're gonna add some beans to this. And the beans that he's gonna be adding are these. These are from HEB. They are refried charo beans. All right, guys, so this is what we're having for dinner. So we have our eggs, our chorizo and beans, our papas con chorizo, and then just a couple of slices of bacon. And the green stuff that you see on top is dried cilantro leaves. I put it on the chorizo and papa and the eggs. And this is what we're gonna have for dinner tonight with a side of flour tortillas. All right, guys, so for dinner tonight, we're gonna be making some pork carnitas. So here I have about almost 2 pounds of pork carnitas, and it already came like this. I bought it already in pieces, but I'm gonna go ahead and cut it up more of it. I want them smaller. You can also buy like a pork roast. You can even do like a roast, like a beef roast. It's totally fine. You can do it the same way. Off to the side, I have a pot. I'm gonna be using this pot. I'm just gonna go ahead and add them in there. And now I'm gonna grab some onion. This gonna be enough for the amount that I have in there. And just season it with pepper. So we need some garlic powder. And now we're gonna put some water in here. All right, so you just wanted enough water to fill up cover the meat and everything. We're gonna put this to a boil, and then once it gets to a boil, we're gonna simmer it just until the meat is nice, soft, and tender. And then we'll continue with the next steps. All right, so my meat is ready. As you can see, the water has evaporated some of it. So what you're looking at is that you're able to just poke through it. So now we're gonna grab a pan, something like this. So now you wanna grab some oil. You use vegetable oil or canola oil. All right, so once your oil is hot, you're gonna grab that meat and you're gonna place it in there. So basically what you're gonna do is you're just like frying them. You can deep fry it if you want, but I like it the hard way, so I'm gonna do it like this. Where you're gonna add your salt. And then as they're frying, like you want it to fry, you just go around flipping them. Once you're looking for the brown, like if you're gonna deep fry it. So I'm gonna keep moving these around, waiting for them to fry, and I'm gonna keep flipping them until it's the desired fryness that I'm looking for. All right, guys, so these are the carnitas. This is what you're looking for. And I like to serve it like this, where everybody can grab their own. I have freshly warm corn tortillas, then our salsas, and then we have our pico with avocado and some lime, and then our salt and pepper. And this is what we're gonna have for dinner tonight. And the way you do it is you grab a piece and you shred it up on your corn tortilla.